The knock came at midnight. Rain hammered the windows as Ariana's mother dropped her teacup. It shattered against the floor, tea spreading like blood across the tiles. They both knew what that sound meant. 3 men in black suits stood in the doorway, water dripping from their shoulders. Behind them, headlights cut through the darkness. "Your father's debt is due," the tallest one said. His voice was flat, mechanical, and he's nowhere to be found. Ariana's breath caught. Her father had vanished 3 days ago without a word, without warning. Now she understood why. The man handed her an envelope. Inside, elegant handwriting spelled out her fate. "If you cannot pay what is owed, your family will send what is most valuable." "No," her mother whispered, clutching Ariana's arm. "Please, take anything else." But the Mafia didn't bargain with tears. By dawn, Ariana sat in the back of a black car, her suitcase packed by strangers' hands. Through tinted glass, the city grew smaller, colder. Every mile took her further from everything she knew. The mansion appeared like a fortress behind iron gates. Marble floors gleamed under chandeliers. Armed guards lined the halls. And at the center of it all sat Dante Moretti. He didn't look up from his desk at first. Dark hair, sharp jaw, a presence that filled the room like smoke. When his eyes finally met hers, they were empty. "So," he said, his voice calm, almost bored. "You're the payment?" Ariana's heart slammed against her ribs, but she refused to look away. "I'm not a thing to be owned." Something flickered across his face. Surprise? Maybe. Then a faint, dangerous smirk. "We'll see about that." The guards left. The door locked behind her with a heavy click. For the first time, Ariana realized this wasn't a debt to repay. It was a sentence. The mansion was silent at night. Too silent. Ariana barely slept. When morning came, a maid brought expensive clothes she never asked for. "The boss expects you downstairs." Dante sat in the sunlit dining room, surrounded by crystal and gold. He didn't look up as she entered, his attention locked on documents spread across the table. "Sit." It wasn't a request. She didn't move. "Why am I here?" "What do you want from me?" Finally, he looked at her, calm, unflinching. "Your father owed my organization a great deal of money. He disappeared. You're here because he left you behind to pay the price. So you're holding me hostage." Dante leaned back, eyes sharp as broken glass. "Hostage? No. Protected asset. No one touches what belongs to me. I don't belong to anyone." He stood slowly, crossing the space between them. "You're under my roof. Eating my food. Living because I allow it. That's as close to belonging as it gets." Ariana wanted to scream, to run, but guards stood outside every door. Freedom wasn't an option. "Then what happens now?" "You stay here," Dante said simply, "until I decide otherwise. Behave and you'll have comfort. Defy me and you'll learn how this world works." He started to walk away, then paused. "For what it's worth, I don't hurt innocent people. Don't make me change that." The days blurred together. The mansion had everything except freedom. Guards followed her everywhere. Every door required permission. Even the phone in her room had no line out. At breakfast one morning, Dante appeared again. "You're quiet, still plotting escape," he chuckled, low and dark. "Most people don't dare talk back to me. I'm not most people." For a second, his smile faltered. Something human flickered beneath the armor. That night, Ariana overheard voices in the hall. Dante and his second-in-command arguing. "She's a liability. The Morettis don't keep civilians. She stays." Dante's voice turned to ice. "She's under my protection." The word sent a shiver through her. Protected or possessed? She pressed her ear to the door, but their footsteps faded. The next morning, Dante summoned her to his office. He sat behind his desk, jaw tight, eyes darker than usual. "There's something you need to understand," he said. "Your father didn't just owe money. He stole from me. Information. Names. People died because of what he took." Ariana's world tilted. What? He was working with a rival family. The debt was a cover story. "He sold me out, then ran." Dante's gaze pinned her in place. So tell me, Ariana, did you know? Her blood ran cold. No. Then prove it. How am I supposed to prove anything? Ariana's voice cracked. I didn't even know he was involved with you until 3 days ago. Dante studied her, his expression unreadable. Your father kept records, codes. If you help me find them, maybe I'll believe you're innocent. And if I can't, his silence was answer enough. For 2 weeks, Ariana searched through every file her father had left behind. Old notebooks, encrypted drives, coded letters. Dante worked beside her, his presence constant, heavy. Sometimes their hands brushed over the same document. Sometimes she caught him watching her instead of the papers. Why did you become this? She asked one night, exhaustion breaking down her walls. A man everyone fears. Dante's jaw tightened. Because fear is the only thing that keeps you alive in this world. Trust gets you killed. You trust no one? I trusted someone once. His voice dropped. She put a bullet in my brother's head. Ariana's breath caught. Dante, don't. He stood abruptly. Don't look at me like that. But she saw it now. The cracks in his armor. The reason he kept the world at arm's length. 3 days later, they found it. A ledger hidden in her father's old coat lining. Names, locations, proof of his betrayal. Dante stared at the pages, his face carved from stone. He sold out 12 of my men. 4 of them had families. I'm sorry, Ariana whispered. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't bring them back. Then what do you want from me? Blood? My life? She stepped closer, reckless with grief. I can't change what he did. Dante's hand shot out, gripping her wrist. Stop. Why? Isn't that why I'm here? To pay for his sins? You're here because I can't let you go. The words hung between them, raw and unguarded. Before either could speak again, the door burst open. Dante's lieutenant rushed in, blood on his shirt. We've been compromised. Your father made contact. He wants her back. Rihanna's heart stopped. Where is he? Dante's voice turned lethal. He's offering a trade. The girl for the remaining files he stole. And he's not alone. He brought the Castellanos. Dante's face went white. Get everyone armed. Now. He turned to Ariana, something fierce burning in his eyes. Stay in this room. Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone but me. Dante, what's happening? Your father just declared war. Gunshots echoed through the mansion. Ariana locked the door, her hands shaking. Minutes stretched like hours. Then footsteps. A voice on the other side. Ariana, it's me? Open the door? Her father. She froze, her hand on the lock. Every instinct screamed not to trust him. But he was her father. Against every warning, she opened the door. He stood there, older than she remembered, desperation in his eyes. We have to go. Now. You left me here? You sold me to him. I had no choice. They would have killed us both. He grabbed her arm. I came back for you. Isn't that what matters? Doubt crept in. Maybe he really did come back. Maybe he really did care. Come on, he urged. Before Moretti finds us. She followed him into the hall. Down the stairs. Past bodies of guards she'd seen every day. And then she saw Dante. He stood at the bottom of the stairs, blood on his shirt, gun in his hand. His eyes locked on hers. Her father pulled her behind him. Stay back, Moretti. She's coming with me. Ariana, Dante said quietly. Don't. She's my daughter. She belongs with me. Dante's gaze never left hers. Ask him why he really came back. To save her, her father spat. No. Dante's voice was steady, cold. He came back because the Castellanos will kill him if he doesn't deliver you. You're not his daughter. You're his bargaining chip. Again, Rihanna's world shattered. She looked at her father. Tell me he's wrong. The silence. Tell me. Her father's face crumpled. They'll kill me if I don't bring you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ariana stepped back, the betrayal crushing her lungs. Dante raised his gun. Get out now. If I see you again, I'll finish what I should have done weeks ago. Her father ran. Ariana collapsed against the wall, her body shaking. Dante crossed to her, kneeling down. "I'm sorry you had to see that." "You knew," she whispered. "You knew he'd come." "I suspected. You'd still let me open the door, because you needed to know the truth." His hand touched her face, gentle despite everything. "You needed to see him for what he really is." Tears burned her eyes. "I have nothing left. You have me." She looked up at him, broken and raw. "Why?" "Because somewhere along the way, you stopped being a debt." His thumb brushed her cheek, and I stopped pretending I didn't care. The days after her father's betrayal blurred together. Ariana moved through the mansion like a ghost, hollow and numb. Dante gave her space, but she felt his eyes on her, always watching, always there. One night, she found him on the balcony, a glass of whiskey in his hand. The city sprawled below them, lights flickering like dying stars. "You should hate me," she said quietly. He didn't turn. "Why?" "Because of what my father did. Because I'm a reminder of everyone you lost. You're not your father." His voice was low, rough. "I learned that the hard way." She moved beside him, close enough to feel his warmth. "Then why keep me here?" "The debt's paid. The files are recovered. You could let me go? Is that what you want?" The question hung between them, dangerous and honest. "I don't know what I want anymore." Dante finally looked at her, and the walls were gone. "I do." He kissed her, slowly, deliberately, like he'd been holding back for weeks and finally stopped fighting himself. Ariana's hands found his shirt, pulling him closer. The kiss deepened, desperate and raw. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. "This is insane," she whispered. "I know. You're a criminal. I should be running, then run." His forehead pressed against hers. "But we both know you won't, because somewhere in the chaos, she'd stopped seeing him as her captor. She saw the man underneath, the one who carried ghosts, the one who'd protected her even when he didn't have to." For 3 days, they existed in a fragile bubble. Mornings in his study, evenings on the balcony, nights tangled in sheets, learning each other's scars. But peace never lasted in Dante's world. His lieutenant burst into the study one afternoon, his face grim. "We have a problem. The Castellanos know she's still here. They're planning a raid." Dante's expression went cold. "When? Tonight? Maybe sooner. They want her, and they want you dead." Ariana's blood ran cold. "This is because of me." "This is because of your father's choices," Dante corrected. "Not yours. Either way, people will die." Dante stood, already calculating. "We fortify the south wing. Double the guards. No one gets in." Or, Ariana said quietly, "I leave." The room went silent. Dante turned slowly. "What?" "If I'm gone, they have no reason to come. Your men live. You live." Her voice shook but held steady. "Let me go. I'll disappear. They'll never find me, no." The word was absolute. "Dante, please. I can't watch more people die because of my father's mistakes." "I can't watch you die." He crossed her in 3 strides, gripping her shoulders. "You think I'd let you walk out there alone? You think I'd survive watching you leave? You've survived worse. Not this." His voice cracked. "Not you." Tears burned her eyes. "Then what do we do?" Before he could answer, an explosion rocked the mansion. Glass shattered. Alarms screamed. They were already here. Dante grabbed her hand. "Stay close. Don't let go." They ran through smoke-filled halls. Gunfire echoed from every direction. Guards fell. Blood painted the marble floors. Dante pulled her into a hidden passage, slamming the door behind them. "This leads to the garage. There's a car waiting. Keys in the ignition. What about you?" "I'll hold them off." "No." Ariana grabbed his face. "I'm not leaving you. You have to. I won't." He kissed her hard, desperately. "Then we go together." They made it to the garage. The car idled in the shadows, but as Dante reached for the door, a voice cut through the darkness. "Going somewhere, Moretti?" A man stepped into the light. Silver hair. Cold smile. the head of the Castellano family. Ariana, he said pleasantly, your father sends his regards. He's waiting for you. Dante stepped in front of her. Over my dead body, that can be arranged. 20 guns cocked in unison. They were surrounded. Castellano smiled. Here's what's going to happen. You give me the girl. I let you live. A simple transaction. She's not a transaction. No. Castellano's eyes glittered. Then what is she? Your lover? Your weakness? He laughed. Even better. Dante's hand found hers, squeezing once. Then he let go. Take her, he said flatly. Ariana's heart stopped. What? You want her? She's yours, Dante. No. But his face was stone. Empty. The man she'd known gone, replaced by the ruthless mobster everyone feared. Guards grabbed her arms. She fought, screaming his name, but he didn't look at her. Didn't move. Smart choice, Moretti, Castellano said. See. Everyone has a price. As they dragged her away, Ariana caught Dante's eyes one last time. And she saw it. The plan. The promise. The lie. Trust me, he mouthed. Then the world exploded. The garage erupted in gunfire. Dante moved like lightning. He shot the guards holding Ariana, grabbed her hand and pulled her behind a car as bullets tore through metal. The entire thing had been a setup. A distraction. You really thought I'd give you up? He shouted over the chaos. You're insane. Probably. They ran. Behind them, Dante's men flooded the garage, engaging the Castellanos. Explosions rocked the foundation. Smoke filled the air. They made it to the car. Dante floored the accelerator, tires screaming as they burst through the garage doors. Behind them, the mansion burned. 20 minutes later, they stopped at a safe house outside the city. Small. Hidden. Nothing like the fortress he'd called home. Inside, Dante paced like a caged animal. They'll regroup. Come after us again. So we run. We disappear. He turned to her. New names. New life. But it means leaving everything behind. Ariana crossed to him. Everything. Everything that made me Dante Moretti. The organization. The power. The fear. His hand found her face. All of it. For you, that's not a small sacrifice. You're not a small reason. She kissed him, pouring everything into it. Fear, relief, love. When they broke apart, her decision was made. Then let's disappear. 3 months later, a small coastal town in another country. A cafe by the water. Ariana served coffee under a new name. Her hair lighter, her smile easier. Dante walked in as the sun set, wearing a simple shirt instead of expensive suits. He looked younger, somehow. Lighter. How was your day? She asked. Better now. They'd given up everything. The empire. The danger. The life he'd built from blood and fear. But sitting across from each other in that tiny cafe, watching the sun sink into the ocean, it felt like freedom. Do you miss it? She asked quietly. The power? He was silent for a moment. Sometimes. But then I wake up next to you and remember what power really cost me. Everyone I ever trusted. Every moment of peace. And now. He took her hand. Now I have something worth more than an empire. What's that? A chance to be something other than a monster. Ariana squeezed his hand. You were never a monster to me. I was to everyone else. Then it's a good thing everyone else doesn't matter. They left the cafe hand in hand, walking along the shore as waves crashed against the sand, to people who'd been broken by betrayal, bound by debt, and saved by something neither had believed they deserved. Love. Somewhere behind them, their old lives burned. The Morettis. The Castellanos. The war that had nearly consumed them both. Let it burn. Let it all turn to ash. They had something better now. They had each other. And in the gathering darkness, as stars began to appear above the endless ocean, Dante pulled Ariana close and whispered the words that had once terrified her. You belong to me. She smiled against his chest. And you belong to me. Always. Always. The world would keep turning. The wars would continue. But in that moment, in that small town where no one knew their names or their past, they were finally free. Free to be broken together. Free to heal together. Free to love without fear of what tomorrow might bring. And maybe that was all that ever really mattered. The end.